I grew up in a small town in Ohio, surrounded by miles of farmland and dense woods. My parents always warned me not to stay out too late near the cornfields. They said strange things happened there. I never believed them, until that night. I was walking home from a friend's house when I decided to take a shortcut through the fields. The sun had set, and the air smelled of earth and dying leaves. Halfway through, I heard it, a faint rustling, like something dragging through the dirt. Probably just a deer, I told myself, quickening my pace. But the rustling followed me. I stopped, heart pounding, and listened. In the distance, I saw it. A figure, crouched low, its pale skin glowing faintly in the moonlight. It was humanoid, but wrong. Its limbs were too long, its movements jerky and unnatural. It turned its head toward me. Those hollow eyes locked on mine, and it grinned. A twisted, jagged smile that sent chills down my spine. It started crawling toward me, fast. I ran, tripping over roots and stumbling through the dark. The thing was relentless, its growls growing louder. I burst out of the field and ran straight home, slamming the door behind me. My parents never questioned why I refused to go out at night again. My uncle left me his old farmhouse in rural Ohio. I wasn't thrilled about moving in, but I needed a place to stay. The house was old, creaky, and full of shadows, but the rent was free. On my second night there, I heard it, a faint scratching sound from the basement. I told myself it was mice, but as the night wore on, the scratching grew louder, more deliberate. I grabbed a flashlight and headed downstairs. The air was damp, and the smell of mildew made my nose wrinkle. I shone the light around, searching for the source of the noise. That's when I saw it. In the corner of the basement, crouched on all fours, was a pale figure. Its eyes glowed faintly in the dark, and its long fingers tapped rhythmically on the floor. I froze, my heart hammering in my chest. The creature cocked its head, watching me with that eerie, hollow gaze. Then it smiled, a wide, jagged grin that made my stomach twist. It moved, fast and fluid, darting toward me. I bolted up the stairs, slamming the door behind me and locking it. The scratching continued, louder now, more insistent. I haven't gone back down there. I can still hear it sometimes, tapping, waiting. I'm a wildlife photographer, and Ohio's forests are some of my favorite places to shoot. One autumn evening, I decided to stay out past dusk to capture the sunset. I set up my camera and waited, the forest quiet except for the rustling of leaves. As the sun dipped below the horizon, I heard something, a low growl, barely audible over the wind. I turned, scanning the trees. That's when I saw it. Perched in a tree, staring down at me. It was human-like, but its limbs were grotesquely long, its skin a sickly pale. It grinned at me, teeth sharp and jagged. I stumbled backward, grabbing my camera. The creature dropped from the tree, landing silently on the forest floor. It crouched, watching me, its eyes glowing faintly in the dark. Slowly, it began to crawl toward me, its movements unsettlingly smooth. I ran, camera forgotten. The thing chased me, its growls echoing through the trees. I didn't stop until I reached my car, slamming the door shut and locking it. As I drove away, I glanced in the rearview mirror. There it was, standing at the edge of the woods, watching me, smiling. I don't go into the woods alone anymore. The Ohio Rake is out there, and it's always watching.